Oh no, I have a test in 5 minutes, and I don't have the key to my door, and my laptop's inside. Oh wait, I built something secret. Oh, perfect. Whew, good timing.
Tanner, check Tanner, check Tanner, Tanner, check Tanner, check Tanner. Hello, this is Tanner Tech.
How do you start it? Or is it already recording?
It's recording. Hello, this is Tanner Tech, and this is Jacob. We're here at MIT. We've built something really cool.
It's really awesome. We built this guy that plugs in with the light reader, and then two LEDs that pop right into where the eyepiece is, and then it comes down and it connects to our system that will unlock the door when we give a specific code, as seen in other parts of the video.
Yeah, so I know you just saw a code where we briefly move our hand in front of the sensor, which is a light dependent resistor, 3 times quickly and then 2 times, but we're going to change that code after uploading this video. But this is a really cool device. Today we're going to show you how to make it. So this is the whole setup on the door. It looks very good. We have the stepper motor on our 3D printed mount that goes to the lock to open it up and close it. And then we have our circuit board with the Arduino stepper driver and the plug that goes up to the light sensor and LEDs. Under the Arduino is where all the resistors are. With the Arduino removed, you can see the different resistors that help in this circuit. We have the 2 resistors that go to each LED, and behind this ribbon cable, there's the 10K resistor that forms part of the voltage divider with the light-dependent resistor. The ribbon cable comes up to the eyepiece of the door, and you can pull this out to see the sensor. We have the 2 LEDs and the LDR. This wire is a power wire, and it goes across the door and down to a wall adapter that supplies 9 volts for this to function. This is kind of a basic schematic that shows what's going on in this device. You have the Arduino, 2 LEDs, light-dependent resistor. The 2 resistors connected to the LEDs are both 100 ohms each. And then you see the stepper motor connected to the UNL 2003 stepper driver. On the bottom, you can see that the stepper motor control pins go directly to the Arduino pins, 8 through 11, and these pins go straight to the stepper motor connector. We have power going here, and a ground rail here, and then the power wires going into the Arduino. Soldering this circuit on a piece of perf board shouldn't be too difficult if you have all the parts and a soldering iron. Now, over the course of this project, we did face lots of challenges and difficulties, but we ended up getting it working great. Alright, so this is kind of frustrating. So we got this thing working, on a breadboard, of course, and when we move the hand over the light sensor, the stepper motor worked before, but now, when we try it, then the stepper motor doesn't work anymore. It just kind of oscillates in place. So something must be wrong here. So to find this problem, I'm first going to probe to see if the output pins are working. So first going to probe this pin. This goes to the stepper motor output 1. This is straight from the digital output of the Arduino. I'll give it a test. Come on. There you go. You can see there's a wave on there. It's doing something. Alright, next one. For when it reverses to lock the door again. Yep, you can see that there's something there too. Next one, what will it be? Nothing. Okay, so that pin's the problem. So there must be a broken solder joint, perhaps, between digital pin 12 and this device. That's interesting as well. Pin 12 just looks like it's not putting out anything. It's not a solder joint. So I think I found the problem. So on my breadboard it was connected to pins 8, 9, 10, 11. But in this new version, it's connected to pins 9, 10, 11, and 12. So to fix this, I just need to increase each of these numbers by 1, and it should work. So right now we're trying to program this So that way it will read the rate of change of the sensor instead of just the raw value, which will make it easier to use this device in all kinds of settings. When the lights outside are bright, dim, and anywhere in between. So it works pretty good. If we look here, this is the view hole where the Arduino is connected. You can see on the computer when you move your hand in front, it gives a nice spike. Alright, so we changed some parameters in the code and it's way more sensitive. This looks good. So this is the door, the setup. This is a live read of what the sensor is doing. Go ahead and log in. So for this project, we have two separate Arduino files. Both of them are relatively the same, but with one major difference. In this version, it uses a slightly modified version of linear regression to find the slope of the different data points it's gathering from the light-dependent resistor sensor. So that way we can see when there's a positive steep slope, like when you move your hand in front of the eye hole of the door, to tell when there should be a pulse. This code, we're not quite sure why it works. Jacob did a lot of tinkering and found that this formula works great for sensing when you move your hand in front of it. But we're not exactly sure why. This code uses a more traditional linear regression formula, but it is not as precise as the other code. This code works by taking inputs from this analog pin 5, which is connected to the light-dependent resistor. And it's going to take about 10 readings from this over the course of around 30 milliseconds before creating an average slope over that time using the linear regression formula. Now, if you, for example, moved your hand in front of the eyepiece of the door, that would cause the output from the LDR sensor to change drastically, causing a greater average slope, and that would trigger this code to enter state 1, which would begin counting how many times you move your hand in front of the door, and check to see if you enter times according to the code. The code is defined here in these two integers. You have to move your hand at first 3 times in front of the sensor, and then 2 times, and then the door will unlock. You can read through this code and read through some of the comments to understand it better. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments and I will answer. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and good luck building that door opener on your own. In other news, this is my desk here at MIT. As you can see, it's nice and cold outside, plenty of snow. Have a good day.